Hey guys, today's topic of the video is about queer theory, and this is an introductory video on queer theory, and I have also covered topics such as post-structuralist feminism, Helen Kixo, and Lucy Gray, and her book This Sex is Not One Thing, and I have also covered Helen Kixo's The Love of the Medusa. So this video is introductory video about the queer theory, and let's start. And the prerequisite for this video will be mentioned in the reading list or watch list in the description below. So it is better if you watch these videos prior to this video. So starting about queer studies, homosexual, odd, gay, queer, this is a chance that you in any life could have heard such words, and these all fall into a connotation of words queer. So these all kind of ideas are about homosexuality. So queer studies is a new branch of study or theory which is named as queer since 1991. Moving towards next slide, which is about queer studies as well. So queer studies grew out of gay lesbian studies. So my next video will be about gay lesbian studies and its scope and its the thing it deals. Alright, so gay lesbian studies since 1981 grew out of feminist studies and feminist criticism. So when I discussed last time Lucy Gray, in the last section of that video I covered that how feminism start advocating the queer theory as well. So if you want to have a grip on this topic, so you should watch my video on Lucy Gray. It's not that long, it's 25 minutes long around. So what has feminist theory to do with queer theory? So in mid 1970s, feminist theory perceived gender as a system of sign which is assigned to sexually dimorphic bodies, alright, which differentiates the social roles and meanings their body have. Alright, so all about feminism was that they thought that gender is a system of sign, alright, and they are assigned, we assign one gender to dimorphic, like they say that in whole society we see either men and women. Alright, so they are dimorphic bodies. Either you have vagina, either you have penis. So they associate genders like this and it differentiate. If you are men, you can do these things, but if you are a woman, you can do these things and you can't do other things. So that being gender associates the social role and derive meanings of their bodies. So feminist theories think that gender is a social construct. Society tells us about that what a gender is. We are not allowed to figure out about our genders. So it like social construct means the designated and implemented by social organizations like education, family, etc., or structure rather than something true or innate to the way their bodies on biological level. So if you feel like you are a woman but you have a penis, your people surrounding you will tell you that you are a boy, alright, but you feel a woman inside. So these are the things that are constructed by the gender. So you feel that you say that you can say that the gender is a social construct. It's constructed by society. It's not something biological or innate. Everyone told you before you were in certain age. You didn't know about your gender, but everyone told you girls do that, girls don't do that, boys do that, boys don't do that. So you start learning that I may be a boy if these things I can do, I can't do. Alright, so before you thinking yourself of something, society tells you everything about that. So moving towards next slide. So feminist theories, I have told earlier that they say that gender is a social construct and blah blah. This bring two levels in light. First level is a separation of social from biological. Alright, so a product of human ideas is social. Society is a product of human ideas. Alright, it's not something natural, which is something and society and social and ideas are something that can be changed, that are not solid and rigid. And biological is something which is not changed, which we can't change, and these are stable. And the second level is a separating social, which is constructed, from biological, which is innate. So feminists, in the next slide, feminists conclude that gender is not essential. Essential means like something which is which is what essential means, that which is something unchangeable, rigid, which can't be changed. So essential means which is very important and it can't be changed. Alright, so essential. So gender is not essential for someone's individual identity. It doesn't tell you about something like how your identity is. It is all is told by you, is told to you by society, and society can be changed. So in moving towards next slide, the idea of essential self. What is essential self? The humanist idea of identity is that your identity is unique to you, and you are the product of your core self, and that's the unchangeable aspect in you. So what are these aspects? Sex, being male or female; gender, which is masculine, which is either masculine or feminine; and sexuality, which is homosexuality or heterosexuality. And religious beliefs: you are a Christian, you are Muslim, you are Jew, or you are Hindu, or you are anything. And nationality: you are Dutch, you are Danish, you are you are Indian, you are American, like that. So these are the aspects. So humanist thought was the core aspect of identity, which is equal to essence, and essence, which is something unchangeable or unchanging regardless of circumstances, and no matter what happens to you. Moving towards next slide, we'll understand that. So humanist idea of essential self separates self from everything outside it, such as others and the historical and social events that could change or shift. Alright, so the humanist idea of essential self separates self from everything outside. Like self can't be changed or changed by any circumstances happening outside. So there is an idea of essential selfhood, essential or unchangeable selfhood in survivalist term, and there is an which is survivalism, which is that there is an armor covered around yourself that protects the inner self from what happened outside. So it is more like the Lacan's idea of armored idea of self or ego. So but this essential self can be destroyed but can't be changed. You can destroy that essential self, but you can't change it. Moving towards next slide. What is selfhood? Selfhood is as well as a social construct. Feminist theorists challenge humanist idea of self and say that gender is a part of self and is a construct. You can watch video on Derrida's notion of center and deconstruction. I will pin their links in a description. So they say, and this is a kind of rupture and a break in the humanist theory. That what humanist theory it means, rupture and break in humanist theory means that that it like something which denies humanist theory, or you can say that there is a limitation in humanist theory. All right, so after that you can deconstruct a humanist theory and say that it's not an abstract thing. So the post-structuralist idea of selfhood or gender or race or nationality as a social construct is a social construct and is not a natural or given by birth. Alright, so for post-structuralist theories, selfhood is a subject or subjectivity. So this slide needs your understanding of that Derrida's notion of center, and how does he say that a system is not an abstract truth, is not something which can't be changed, but it is something which is constructed by society, which is a construct of human mind, and it can be changed. And so is humanist theory. All right, so moving to the next slide. Human identity is shaped by language, and human becomes a subject. I repeat it again. So human identity is shaped by language, all right, and human becomes a subject in language. And for this point you should watch my video on Lacan's idea of the symbolic. So link is given in the description. So this shift of self from, so I will tell you shortly about that. So Lacan says that society tells you that in language that you are he or you are she. So your identity start determined that who are you in the symbolic realm. So in the symbolic realm, Lacan uses an example. He mentioned two doors, and one door mentions ladies and second door mentions gentlemen. So women has to pass from the, our girls have to pass from the door of ladies to enter into a symbolic realm, and boys has to pass through the doors of the gentlemen to come into the symbolic realm. So these are all the constructs by society to tell you that you are a woman or men. So that creates your difference in the symbolic realm. So this shift of self from subject also marks the idea that subjects are products of signs and signifiers, and this makes up our idea of identity. Alright, so moving towards next slide. It's not going to be that long video, so that's second last slide. So there are two things. There's self are stable and essential, and self is a signifier within a rigid system whose meanings are fixed. That was the notion before, so that yes, self is something which is stable, essential, and is something rigid. It can't be changed. But the second thing is that subject is constructed. Your being, I, and anything is constructed. It's shifting, it's provisional, it's changing, it's redefined, it's reconstructed. So subjects have more play, multiplicity of meaning. All right. So moving towards the conclusion. So feminist theory says that cause rupture. They say that there is a rupture in the humanist idea of stable essential selfhood. An idea of stable gender identity is replaced with post-structuralist idea of gender identity as a set of shifting signifiers. All right. So all coming theories start to question the essential notion of identity. And the last point is the feminists also question the idea that race and sexuality is innate, essential, and biological. Some things start reformulation, and that makes gay lesbian theory a political movement around mid-1980s. So that was all. About the introduction. It was a very brief introduction of queer theory. So next videos are coming about the flexible sexuality, the sexual fluidity, and fluid sexuality and flexible sexuality. And after that is coming gay lesbian theory for sure. So that's for all. Thanks for watching and thank you. You can also subscribe to this channel. You can share, like and comment for further inquiry. Thank you.